Okay, let me give you a little bonus video with this special set you've got called Touch 52. First of all, you've got one of the greatest mark decks in the world now. That's what this is. And so you don't even need to use the app. You've got a deck of marked cards with which you can do hundreds, if not thousands, of tricks. And so I'm including a link to several other videos that I've made of tricks you can do with the mark deck, because there's so many great things you can do with a mark deck with or without the app. So that's kind of a bonus. It's just great to have a marked deck like this one and all those other tricks you can do. That's one thing. The other thing is you can also use the app with a regular deck. You don't have to use the marked deck. Now, I like using the marked deck because I like the idea of knowing the card, you know, the way that a marked deck lets you, but you don't have to do that. There's other ways to know somebody's card. And the advantage would be you can actually do this trick by borrowing a regular deck of cards from your spectator if they had one, and you can still do the trick. I'll show you how. It's using a magician's principle called the key card, okay? So we would use a regular deck of cards, and we'll just pretend like this is a regular deck of cards. And the way it works is like this. Again, you would shuffle them up, you know, do all that good stuff. You could also spread them out like this. And then when somebody selects a card, since it's a regular deck, you wouldn't be able to know what the card is yet, right? But they would have a freely selected card. Then what you would do is you would have them look at it this time. This is important because then the trick won't work if they don't know what card they chose. So you would have them look at that card. In fact, I'll do this and pretend like you can see it. I wouldn't be able to see that card because it's, in this case, we wouldn't be using a marked deck. But here's how you do it. Say, okay, so now I want you to memorize that card, and then let's just put it back in the deck right here in the middle. Okay, and then they would plop it in the middle. You would go like this and say, all right, now I'm going to spread the cards. You make sure the card's still there. I didn't do anything sneaky to get it out. It's still in there. Is your card still in the deck? I can't see it, but you can see, and they'll go, oh yeah, it's still in there. Okay. Now, what I just did was I just figured out what the card was by doing this, using a method called the key card. Now I know to go set up the 3 of hearts, right? So when I go do my prediction with the app now, I'm going to tap the heart corner, and then I'm going to tap the 3, and then I'm going to have them tap the card and produce what they chose, the 3 of hearts. The reason I knew it was a 3 of hearts from a deck that's not marked is by using the key card. Let me show you how that works. So the cards can be shuffled. They have a free choice. That's all good. So let's say that they chose this card. Again, I wouldn't be able to see it. I'll show it to you. So let's say you're the spectator. Only you would know it. I wouldn't be able to see it. But when I went like this and I gathered the cards up and I said, now let's just put your card back in the middle of the deck. That's when I did the sneaky thing. I picked up the cards. I cut it right here and I said, just put your card right here in the middle of the deck. I did it very quickly. Right here, just put your card right there. And what I really am doing is I'm looking at this card right here. In this case, I'm looking at the 3 of hearts. That's going to be my key card. They don't know about that one. So when I cut the deck and go here, just put your card right there, I just glimpse this card. Because what we're really doing is they're putting whatever card they chose right next to the 3 of hearts. They don't know I looked at the 3 of hearts. It happens very quickly. And all I need to do now is say, hey, let's make sure your card's still in there. Well, what I'm really doing is I'm looking for the 3 of hearts so I can see what's next to it, right? I'm telling them, make sure I didn't sneak your card out of the deck. Make sure it's still there. Do you see it? Well, of course, I didn't sneak the card out of the deck. What I'm really doing is spreading them out so that I can look for the 3 of hearts and see that right next to it is the King of Spades. And now I know what their card is. It's the King of Spades. And when I go to do my web app trick, I'm going to hit the corner. That's the spade. And then I'm going to hit the king. And then I'm going to be able to reveal the King of Spades. Okay, so that's just a way to do this trick. Kind of a bonus way to do this. With a borrowed deck, you don't have to use a special marked deck. And of course, there's lots of other ways magicians know someone's card after they've selected it. And you can use any one of those. But that's an easy one. It's called the key card method, and you can use it to do this trick. My favorite way, of course, is with the marked deck, but it's always good to have other options when you're performing magic card tricks. Okay, so that's Touch 52. Hope you have a lot of fun with it. More importantly, I hope your audience enjoys it and gives you a standing ovation. Have fun.